Hello. Happy August 1st. I'm so excited to be here with you. I'm just going to light some sage, send these vibes into the virtual world. And today I wanted to talk about conflict in relationships and how to use them to your advantage, how to use them to evolve and burn karma and become a more open, kind, loving human being who is more receptive to his or her gifts from the planet and from within. And just what a magical experience, even though it doesn't always feel magical, and that's a part of it too, but what a magical experience it is to be on this planet and to have relationships, no matter how big or how small, whether it's your coworker, a stranger, like somebody you're a cashier, or something more intense like a spouse or a family member. Okay, so let's go ahead. We're gonna dive in. If you want to save this for later to when you can really hear this, if you want to light your own sage so you can really hear this, that's amazing. And we'll get right into it. So I kind of wrote it down and I left my note card over here. So hold on one second. But 3 ways that you can use a relationship for evolution. So hold on one second. Or like a conflict in the relationship. Okay, so the first way is you want to identify your feeling. Okay, most people go throughout life not being able to identify what they're actually feeling in their body, and that's because most people are out of their body. Okay, lots of things have happened in their life to kind of cause them to come out of their body and not be grounded, not be present, because the emotions that they're feeling are too heavy or hard. They weren't allowed to feel them. And so, most people are not in their body, not grounded, and not breathing properly. Let's just face it. But what I believe that the trajectory of humans on this planet is, and has already been happening, is realizing that when we have conflict with others, that it's not about the other person. The conflict is coming from within, right? It's our own inner conflict that's causing this outside reality to happen. And so it's a really great opportunity to look at about our beliefs about ourselves, others, and life, and what we're carrying on, what stories we're holding on to. A lot of our stories that we're holding on to aren't even ours. They're generational and they're ingrained and coded into the DNA. And so it's a part of our magic that we get to awaken within and actually change our DNA in a way that brings in light and it doesn't continue to pass on through generations, right? And you don't have to be like my family member to be, kind of changed by my DNA, right? Anybody, we all affect each other. Because in this world, it's all about relationships, whether you like it or not. So if you're somebody who doesn't like humans and actively says you don't like humans, maybe you want to think about what stories you're creating and putting out there. But okay, so you want to identify your feeling, right? So are you feeling angry? Are you feeling frustrated? Are you feeling grief? Are you feeling sadness? Are you feeling guilty? Are you feeling shameful? Okay, and starting to notice, okay, what do I feel in the situation? Okay, a lot of times when I do have conflict in a relationship, I'll feel anger. Okay, so that's my kind of like genetic imprint. If you're like, or not genetic, but energetic imprint. If you're into human design, I'm a manifester, and so our not self theme is anger, right? When we're just kind of activated and triggered. So a lot of times, so we want to identify what it is in the body, and then we want to feel it. Okay, so we want to feel that anger, we want to feel that hurt, and then a lot of times I'll kind of be more inquisitive, right? When was the first time that I felt this feeling? I'll identify it in my body. Okay, body, I'm feeling it in my chest. What is this telling me, right? And this is how we get more connected to ourselves and feel our feelings. So if you need to cry, scream, yell, whatever the feeling is, allow yourself to feel it instead of resist it. Because a lot of times, especially if you're, aware of lower vibrations, high vibrations, especially in the beginning of a spiritual awakening or journey, you can tend to run away from those heavy emotions, but all that creates is resistance. And so, what we resist persists. So you want to feel the emotion, understand where it's coming from. A lot of the times it's an inner child or an archetype, or it could be past life situation. There's many different things. This is why it's always good to have a healing session, so you have that space to understand and uncover these things, right? But the first thing you want to do is identify the emotion that you're feeling over the conflict, okay? And a lot of times, you kind of want to be honest, like, am I addicted to this, right? Sometimes when I get angry in a situation, I get really energized by the anger, right? And I'm almost like, oh, thank you for this, because, I feel energized. I feel like I need to do something about it, right? So it's not always a bad thing, but I just notice, like, if I'm getting into that space, right, of needing to feel that way because it's familiar and it's because something I expect, right? So anger, or identify whatever it is for you. Find a way. There's there's fists of anger you can do if you're an angry person or tend to go to the anger, which is on my YouTube channel, Fists of Anger. You can Google that and I'm sure you'll find it as well, like any video. So the second thing to do is gratitude. Okay, so gratitude for this awareness, gratitude for this conflict, because this is giving you the opportunity to evolve, right? So, right, we felt our feelings, so we're not bypassing the feelings, and we understand why we're feeling the way that we're feeling, and we're validating ourselves, like, of course I would feel angry because someone cut me off, I don't know, something like that, right? And then acknowledge, and then move on, right? And move into the awareness of gratitude, and acknowledging that this conflict is happening for a reason, and it's happening for the reason, everything that you're wanting, everything that you're asking for, right? More freedom in your life, more peace, more presence. This conflict is actually coming to you for those purposes, right? For a more loving, easy, accepting, free, open life, right? Or a more aware life, more prosperous, more abundant life. Because when we can move through our triggers and we can truly process our triggers, things open up for us. We are living different timelines than others, right? We're on a different planet vibrationally than others, and we're protected from a lot of unnecessary things, right? Unnecessary things. So anyway, so gratitude for this person kind of giving you awareness of where you can still heal, right? Whenever I have a conflict with somebody, I always want to get to a point to where I'm neutral about it, right? When I think of that person, I feel nothing, right? Or I can just feel like a deep gratitude and acceptance for what the relationship is or was, and then let it go, right? There's no charge to it, right? You'll know when there's a charge and not a charge, right? If it's something like, let's say it's a conflict and you're talking about it, you're complaining about it, you're venting about it, it's okay to do those things, but just know that the more you talk about it, the more energetic creation and cord you're going to keep active with this person. So by you talking about it, by you venting about it, by you getting emotionally charged about it every day, you're creating something real. You're creating a conflict, something real that is not actually real, right? It's just your beliefs about the situation that you're reacting to, because humans put meaning to everything, right, wrong, good, bad, but in divine truth, right, it's not like that. We do that to ourselves and to others. And so if we truly want to be peaceful, if we truly want to be present, if we truly want to be more kind and loving human beings, we get to look at our relationships, especially the ones that we have conflict with, and be grateful and acknowledge that it's happening for us. It's happening for our vision. It's happening for our dreams. It's happening for healthier relationships. It's happening for better communication. It's happening for deeper love and acceptance and unconditional love, right? So, acknowledge, this situation is happening. I don't love the way it's feeling right now, but it is definitely happening for me. It's happening so I can evolve, so I can become a better human, so I can be one step closer, one vibrational frequency closer to my dreams, right? So once you get into that space of gratitude, it releases a lot of resistance. You may even take a deeper breath, right? Just acknowledging like, okay, the situation is actually happening for me and I don't have to fight it. I don't have to complain about it. I don't have to vent about it, because the more that I do that, the stronger energetic cord it keeps happening, the more drama is going to be displayed. And also it's a cycle that you'll never get out of. You'll keep doing it with different people, same scenario. So the moment we can say, okay, like I'm gonna become neutral about this situation, right? Or I'm gonna kind of go deep and see why this is triggering me so badly, so that I can evolve, and like that the next time somebody is behaving in this way, I don't get triggered, I don't get emotionally charged, it doesn't mean anything, and I have so much space and energy for focusing and paying attention to things that I'm interested in creating, and I'm interested in enjoying and living and loving, right? So gratitude, thank you so much for this conflict. After you felt your feelings and identified what conflict you're actually going through, what this conflict is making you feel. And then you want to identify the beliefs that you have about this situation, right? So I'm going to give you a couple examples. My life always has to be hard, right? So you, somewhere in your belief system, you believe that life has to be hard in order for you to get something good or achieve something good, right? So pay attention to that. Another one is a good one is people always disappoint me, right? I have lived this life for 35 years, or lived on this planet for 35 years, and I used to be somebody also who said this of like, I don't trust people, people are awful, all of these beliefs about other humans that just simply weren't true, that were actually just a perspective and kind of a veil on my perception, right? And looking at other people. And so, when you're in that state of mind, law of attraction, you're just going to attract people and relationships that prove you right, because your mind is just proving you right. Do you believe that you can't trust people? Here you go. Here's all the people that you cannot trust, right? What's another good one? Oh, everyone that I love leaves. Everyone that I love leaves. That's such a good one. Like, I just feel like so many people can resonate with that, because there has been so many experiences, right? Like maybe somebody has died in the family while you grew up that you loved. Maybe, best friends have moved away, or a relationship comes to an end when you, are in love with that person, or something like that, right? I think this is a pretty common belief that everyone that I love leaves me. And it's not true. Again, it's just stories from the past. And so when you look at your beliefs, like, it kind of makes sense. And not kind of, like, hopefully you are aware enough, right, to where it makes sense of like why this conflict is being presented to you. Like, okay, I believe that everyone leaves me, this is why this person has suddenly ghosted me, or something like that, right? I'm obviously just making it up right now, but these are like real life examples. So then when you look at your beliefs, you can also understand where you're giving your power away. So let's go back to the belief, everyone always leaves me, right? So if everyone that I love, not everyone always leaves me, everyone that I love always leaves me. So if I'm truly believing that, right, and I'm reacting to everyone that's leaving out of my life, and I'm going, see that I've always said this, or I've always known this, right, I'm just reaffirming that reality over and over. But if I'm believing that everyone I love always leaves me, there's a part of me that's believing that's giving my love outsource. So let me say that better. So if I'm reacting to everyone that I love leaves me, that means that I must believe that I'm not worthy enough or lovable enough for these people to stay, right? So if I truly believe that 100% every cell of my being, every part of my character, positive and negative, is lovable and worthy of love, I will not react to somebody who I love leaving my life. I will feel so full and so whole within me that it won't matter if somebody I love leaves me. I can bless them as they leave me and understand, like, okay, you know, it's time for you to leave, right? Or it's, if, you know, it's a passing, it's like, okay, I can understand that, like, maybe now I get to love you in a different form, right? So, it's made me feel emotional. But yeah, so it helps you recognize where you're giving your power away. Let's say you're annoyed with a coworker who's had a boss that has no management skills whatsoever and acts out of just out of integrity, right? Instead of getting so angry, right, at that person, I'm not a rule person at also, so that's why regular jobs are really hard for me, because it just, yeah. So you can see where my inner conflicts are. So if I'm having a conflict with a manager, right, and I'm getting so angry about it, and I'm talking about it, I'm venting about it, all the things, I'm creating this energetic cord, I'm giving all my power away to this person. Who cares that this manager is a jerk, right? Like, if I truly believe like that this person, what I'm doing is giving away my control of my life to this person. Oh, this person's a dick and I'm worried about getting fired or something like that, which I've never been worried about, like, you know, but just for an example, like, maybe that's the root cause, right? And at the end of the day, I have fear that I'll get fired or something like that will happen and I won't have any more money to pay for my bills, right? So it's like giving my control away to someone else, right? Because that person or that company does not have control over how much money I'm allowing myself to receive, right? Or how much money I'm allowing myself to create. So once you realize that you're giving your power away to somebody, you take that power back, right? You feel whole, you don't have energy leaks, right? Because it's actually really draining to be constantly complaining. Like, that's where all of your energy is going if you feel tired at the end of the day, right? Or even a spouse. This happens a lot with exes, and especially with exes who have children, right? And that they don't get along. I know, as difficult as it's so easy for me to just be on camera saying these things, right? But this truly, if you're not getting along with your child's partner, or your partner's, oh my gosh, you know what I'm trying to say, your exes, like who you have a baby with, first of all, they're not going anywhere, right? So like, this is definitely an opportunity and put in your life for a reason to help you and your child and your partner, okay? But yeah, so it's just bringing like awareness that, like, the inner conflict, so you're giving your power away to them, right, in some way, because they're an asshole, so you're reacting, right? Well, you're giving away your power. Why are you being an asshole? Why are you reacting to that? Because you're not feeling safe, you don't feel control, you're not feeling loved. Those are usually the three things that pop up when we're giving our power away to somebody else. And it's like, okay, if I can see that I'm giving my power away, I'm giving my control, I'm giving my love, like my worthiness away, right? Whatever it is, my safety to this person. I think a lot of it is the safety, right? Especially when there's children involved. You feeling that safety within yourself, it won't matter what they act like it won't matter at all, and everything will be shifted in a way, right? Once you stop reacting, the other person, like, there's no more interlock of energy, right? So once you stop reacting, there's like becomes a neutrality within the energy cord, and then things change, right? Things change, people change, and really they didn't change, you changed, right? Because you're reacting differently to the situation. But what this does is help you become a more loving person, a more understanding person, a more peaceful person, a more neutral person, and especially relating to, you know, a family dynamic where there's two people who aren't together anymore and have children. Don't you want to be a good example of what a present parent feels like, of an aware parent, of a parent who has healthy communication, right? So, my phone just died, but it's on 5%. So hold on, let me turn that back up. Okay, so I think this was too long of a video. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed it. If you need help, right, this isn't an easy process. A lot of times we need the space, time and space to be able to like go deep, right? And this is exactly what my sessions are for. We kind of go into the beliefs that you have about yourself, about people, places, and things, and then we remove the energy cord so you immediately feel better. Like literally, I'm gonna start taking pictures of my clients before their sessions and after their sessions, because you can physically see a change in their auric fields because there's no more density in their aura. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed my little workshop about relationships. And if you want to schedule a session, the link is in my bio, or you can go to my website at jenfreer.com. And if you don't see a time that's available on my booking link or website, just send me a message, because a lot of times I don't put my full availability on that link. So okay, I love you so much. Have a wonderful, beautiful month. It's going to be amazing, the best month yet. And I will talk to you soon.